top and I start coming down. So I'm gonna ask a million questions. Right now I've got, obviously they've done some work to this cantilever. That cantilever might be replaced. I can tell by the angles because they welded them up here and they bolted it down there, right? But now I need to do some research. I need the certification on the welder who did that. I need to, this is coming from somebody who's a 5-year inspector. You can't get that out of a 1-year guy. Close enough is good enough. That's a 1-year guy. You know what I'm saying? So what we do is now we have to have alternatives to say, so this weld is visually passing subject to load test, or if I put a bolt in that connection, the master now is the bolt, the slave is the weld, and I don't care about the weld anymore. So spend $500 testing it, or spend 50 bucks putting in a bolt. So that's why it's never about load testing. It becomes an alternative when all of a sudden the fire escape's in great condition. And so far, I don't have any major issues because this client is not going to go in for a 10-story full refurb. This is a train wreck, and this thing's not a train wreck. So load testing is going to have to come into play. I got people downstairs who are going to have to block off the sidewalk. So I'm going to grab the camera and then I'm going to start. But if you let my guy come back down over here, he's going to watch me do one thing and then I'll grab the camera. So watch how the cantilever's out of balance, because I'm going to go down. And this is one of the tricky parts, because the norm is that you're afraid to go down face first because it's too inclined. It's 60 degrees, 12 and 4 on this. The national average is 8 and 8, 45 degrees. This is 60 degrees to 70 degrees, 12 and 4. So it's called an inclined ladder. That's why they get away with this, is because this is not a staircase, this is an inclined ladder. See the play? The play on words? So now I come down here and I'm either going to actively step on it like this, backwards, or I have to somehow turn around while there's people chasing me, and I have to come here, make sure there's nobody below, and notice how gingerly I have to. This is during an emergency. Right? So then I go all the way down to the ground and get off, but look what happens when I come back up, or as soon as I get off, she automatically, she stays down. Oh, well, I think she's stuck over here. She's wedged up against here, that's why. So she'll come down and she'll smash. She'll go. Look how far she'll go. She'll go up and smash that. If I had let it go at a normal speed, she would have smashed over there. So this needs to have a release mechanism, because this is the new position. The release mechanism is going to be here. It's a bar coming down, and it's going to stop. Single action requiring no special knowledge. Once you release it, she'll drop by herself, hit the ground and stay down. So that's what cantilevers are going to be, okay? So, otherwise, I am now going to start taking photographs of everything that I'm concerned about. My connections into the wall, my connections here, these welded connections. This is a replacement piece. Looks like this whole cantilever is fairly new because it's welded once, it's not welded twice. As soon as I put a clip in here, I can negate that weld. Or she's ready for load test. See the difference?
Basically, you're saying that top weld is supporting the weight.
Correct. So let's load test it.
Yeah.
If it passes the load test, we're good to go. If not, you want to avoid the load test on just this part, because you don't have to load test the whole fire escape. I can eliminate this bottom part by putting clips. Now, by reinforcing the fire escape, I don't have to do a load test on this portion because I put in a backup. I changed the bolt out on any of these connections. I don't have to load test it, because the bolt comes with a guarantee from the manufacturer. If there's a failure, we're all going to sue the bolt manufacturer.
Right.
Got it? See the science behind it?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, let me go back up. So now you see why the cantilever is out of balance. Okay, and stay on this side. Let me go over to this side. Let's do a load test calc right now. So if you guys step back, and you're looking at this general area, from support to support. 4, 5, it's 20 square feet. It's 2,000 pounds. You know, 20 square feet times 100 is 2,000 pounds, right? So let's get some people out of here, right? They each weigh 150 pounds. Can I get 10 people on here? Can I get 10 people to not go beyond this point and squeeze them all in here? 10 average size humans. Okay. Let's reverse that now. Put firemen. Firemen who weigh 200 pounds apiece, have all 100 pound of gear. Can I get 5 of them in all this area? Okay. So, and if you do the calcs, that's 1,500 pounds. How many pounds more is this still able to hold?
500.
Another 500, right? So load testing is they've already built the safety factor in it. So we don't have to load test the 3,000 pounds or 4,000 pounds because then people would have to be 2 feet square, 10 feet tall, and we can't be 10 feet tall, and weigh 600 to 700 pounds apiece to equal that mathematics. So since we don't have humans like that, this is already built to double capacity. So when somebody says, oh, I want double the load test, some states have this. For example, Portland, Oregon wants you to load test 200 pounds. They don't want 2,000 pounds here, they want 4,000 pounds. So does it make any sense to load an old structure like this on an old building like this? Does it make any sense to put 4,000 pounds here? Unless we're dragging elephants up here. It's almost like you and your own fire trucks. You guys do not exceed your ladder testing. You don't exceed your pressure on your hose to double that, because then you'd have less confidence on your hose. So the same thing here. So sometimes the building departments sometimes misread the code, and there's a safety factor of 2, which means they want. This is what happened in Portland, Oregon. They went to the safety factor of 2 and they said they don't want 10 150-pound people here, they want 20. They don't want 5 of your firemen on here, they want 10. And it's physically impossible. So just keep it simple. And if I change, again, we're not trying to load test. I don't want to load test. I want to change these bolts, and then what happens? You put off load testing for the next 15, 25, 35 years. It all depends what the norm. I believe each one of these structures should be load tested every 25 years, no longer than 35. So in its life, in a 100-year life, you'd only really load test it 4 times in its life. And people can put some money aside for a load testing. Because now you're really not just load testing the fire escape, you're load testing the wall, the structure. That's the only way I would really force a load test. It's really a wall and a wall integrity inspection combined with a fire escape. So get some value out of it for the owner of the building, okay? So with that, let's take a look at the inspection, and now I'm gonna start my inspection process here. I'm gonna photograph certain things, and she's either gonna be ready for load test, or we're gonna suggest an alternative to the load test, but right now, I don't see any major rush. She's got galvanized connections, she's got a paint job on it. Minimally, she needs just a small paint job, if that. Otherwise, she's been kept painted. She looks structurally sound. And the only thing you have to concern yourself about this, because these things are embedded in the wall, right? We have to verify that is embedded in the wall, or you just load test just these brackets. So every now and then, you don't have to load test. If everything is great here, you should have to load test the bracket. Otherwise, if there's a connection concern, you just embed a new Hilti epoxy bolt 8 to 12 inches deep into the wall if the wall is a masonry block wall. That's my new connection. Do I care about my old connection anymore? So 4 to 6 inches to either side of that. If this is a wall that can take the connection, or a through bolt with a plate on the inside, do I care about the original plate that's 75 to 125 years old? And it stays. So now I'm at 200% of what's required to put it up, because the newest one is what I'm really writing off and signing off on, because the old one stays. So I'm at 200%. Okay. All right, so let me take the camera.